Hey everyone, I want to talk to you today about castor oil. I'm going to call this video Castor Oil Packs, Hacks, and More. So if you're not familiar with castor oil, it is an oil, an antioxidant powerhouse oil that is derived from the seeds of the castor oil plant. It has endless uses. So if you've heard people maybe mention castor oil to you in the past, or you've heard about people doing castor oil packs, I'm going to explain to you what that is today and why it's beneficial. So because it can be used basically from head to toe, I'm going to do a body scan and try to remember all of the ways that you could potentially use this super affordable natural medicine, if you will. It's also true that the FDA has approved castor oil for oral use as a laxative because even they know of the ways in which it can stimulate the nervous system within the gut to improve gut motility and increase gastrointestinal secretions to help with really serious constipation. For the purposes of this video, I'm mostly going to talk about topical application, but it, yes, can be used orally for the purposes of constipation or with the permission of your midwife or OBGYN to help induce labor. It was a godsend for me with my second baby to help induce labor with justice because I was doing a home birth and I was hitting the 42-week mark. I had 48 hours basically to get the baby out, wasn't going into labor. And so I used that paired with some other things. I'm not going to share all of what I did because that is outside of my scope of practice. But let it be known before I start teaching you about these other things, this is contraindicated in pregnancy because of its stimulating effects, and it could lead to contractions or early onset labor. So this video is not for someone who is pregnant, okay? Anyway, outside of that, let's start up here at the top of our head. And let me show you what a bottle of castor oil might look like. So there's many brands, but most importantly, you want it to be a really good, clean brand. This is Queen of the Thrones castor oil. Doesn't mean you have to use this one, but this particular brand sells castor oil in different sizes. It is organic, first press, extra virgin, and it's hexane free. It is EWG certified. So anyway, bottom line is it's not loaded with pesticides. It's grown safely, and you're not going to get other things penetrating into your body when you use a clean castor oil. I also wanted to show you one of the other things that company has is this giant roller bottle for like a messless application. So I use this a lot for eyebrows, eyelashes, or just fingernails or something like that when I don't want to touch the castor oil. So that's just a side note. You could put it in any glass roller bottle, technically, if you wanted to. Just use that little tip or trick. And then this is an example of what a pack would look like. This is a liver pack from the same company. And what a pack is, it's basically just a wrap that you're going to use, and you're going to put the castor oil around the center, like 1 to 2 tablespoons on it, and then you're going to wrap it around your liver or whatever kind of pack you have. So they make packs that are the shape or size of your neck for your thyroid or for neck pain to use on your hair. I'm going to get into all of this. They even make them for abdominally shaped, kind of like an apron to use for over the genitourinary area for fibroids and such. So anyway, that's what we mean when we're talking about a pack. You can also use an old cotton t-shirt or wool flannel and just double or triple it up and cut it to the size that you are looking for to apply around your liver area or over the center of your abdomen. Wrap yourself in saran wrap, maybe a heating pack, and sleep in it, or do it for an hour or two when you're working or resting or doing Bible time or something like that. So there's different ways you can do it. That was the old school way. It was kind of messy. It takes a little more effort. The saran wrap is kind of crinkly. And so you just get less patient and client compliance when you do it the old school way. So I like the new wraps, but there's a little more of a cost involved in doing it this way. and they don't last forever. They get kind of crummy and stuff. If you're doing it every day for 2 to 3 months, you probably need to buy a new pack for that area if you're really going after something more chronic or more serious, like a giant fibroid or a tumor or something like that, or really serious chronic constipation, etc. So if you hear me say castor oil packs, that's what I'm talking about, either the homemade kind or a generic one that is waterproof on the outside and has straps or ties or something where it's just a really easy application to do this. And you're using 1 to 2 tablespoons of the castor oil at a time. And I'm going to get into like what the benefits are and why you would ever do something like this. So castor oil has very strong antimicrobial benefits. So it has antifungal properties, antibiotic properties, probably to some degree antiparasitic properties. It does pair well in any of these sort of detoxes because of the way that it improves lymphatic flow and is stimulating to the nervous system, the gut, the bowels, the moving lymph and blood around, which not only gets bad stuff out, but brings nutrients and oxygen to places like the thyroid or the liver, the gallbladder, the gut in general, or to growths on the body, okay? So you can use it on just something as simple as a skin infection, eczema, psoriasis, something like that. It's an excellent additional remedy for toenail fungus. You could either use it straight up as is, or you could pair it with some really strong antifungal essential oils, applying it right to the toenails, fingernails, whatever, and making a powerful, penetratable toenail fungus remedy. It's not going to clear up in 1 day or even 1 week, but used regularly, it is a force to be reckoned with. So let's go back up here and start with the top of our head. So in short, a lot of people struggle with brittle hair or have gone through a season of hair loss due to thyroid or toxicity or maybe even chemo or something like that. So suffice it to say, for whatever reason, or even just dry, itchy scalp because of what the root causes of those things are, you can take castor oil and put a tablespoon or 2 and massage it into your scalp, and then buy the hair wrap, the waterproof hair wrap, to sleep in it and do it overnight. Then you get a good 6 to 10 hours in where that is just soaking into your scalp, rejuvenating your hair, and it really does help with hair regrowth, hair strength, and just the integrity of your hair overall. In the same respect, you can use it on your eyebrows if you've started to lose the lateral eyebrows due to a thyroid disorder or something like that. You've noticed your eyelashes are not as robust, or maybe you've never had good eyelashes before, they're starting to fall out. Again, a thyroid problem, which deeper than that is a toxicity and or infection problem, most likely both. So anyway, your body's full of toxins, and using castor oil essentially can help detox these different areas by putting it on your skin. But you don't have to even understand any of that or the science behind it. Just know that castor oil is about the best lash and brow serum you'll ever use. So better yet, you want to make it simple. Wash your face and apply castor oil to your face at night. Do that for 30 days or 1 or 2 months, or every other night, every little bit that you do. And it is amazing what you will notice. It'll even out your skin tone. It can even help with wrinkles, saggy skin. You can add gua sha or like lymphatic massage to it on your jowls if you're noticing some looser skin and things like that. And do your version of lymphatic massage on your face when you apply it. Just massage for a couple minutes and see what happens. It's not going to hurt you. It's also great for things like acne. And you might touch this oil and think, oh, it's really thick, like this is going to clog my pores, because bad medicine, poor knowledge teaches that. But castor oil is actually improving lymphatic flow, and with the antimicrobial benefits, a lot of times that, or adding some essential oils like tea tree or frankincense or lavender or any combination of those to the castor oil can be really, really helpful with skin rashes or skin diseases, if you will, like acne. So keep that in mind. It's also excellent for scarring. Speaking of acne, but you could apply that to a C-section scar or a surgical scar or other scar from other injuries, burns, whatever. And it's also very helpful for that. Can be amazing to apply to a sunburn. So for a really bad sunburn, I would do two things. I would, number one, if you have silver gel, so silver shield gel, I would apply that to the sunburn. That alone is a force to be reckoned with, but if you did that and then topically coated with castor oil or even some organic coconut oil or something like that afterwards, you will see a drastic improvement in that sunburn, if not that sunburn gone by the next day. And it'll also help heal the skin from the damage done with that burn or blistering that happened. So let's see, what else? So we're moving down the body. Oil pulling. This is an oral application of castor oil. So with traditional oil pulling using other oils, typically it's recommended to try to do up to 20 minutes to detox your body, to improve lymphatic flow, to help with oral infections or things like that. With castor oil, the science shows that you only have to do 1 tablespoon for about 1 minute to get the same effect. And people have reported whitening effects, healing of their gums, or when you have issues with dental roots and things like that, or even just systemic things like migraine headaches or lymphatic congestion. You can tell you're puffy, you're in a season of needing to detox or enhance your detox in some way. If you have anything like a cancer or something like that that's going on up here or in the lymphatic system in your neck or throat or anything oral from the shoulders up, and truth be told, it affects you systemically, so you're actually working on the entire body when you're oil pulling. That said, it's another simple thing that you can do if you're willing to devote a couple minutes of your time, and you can enhance oil pulling and the benefits to oral health and other things by using like a tooth polish. I have a very easy tooth polish recipe on my website that you can check out. You can just type in tooth polish or tooth on any search box on my website and find it that way. So pairing it with, flossing and proper dental hygiene, or brushing maybe with just baking soda, things like that, taking things like cod liver oil and good fat soluble vitamins, making sure we're getting things like that, you can actually heal the teeth or heal the gums, dealing with root causes, fixing the gut, clearing infections and toxins from the body. That doesn't just help our hormones and our gut to heal or our mind to heal, but it also helps things like our bones and our teeth to heal. And you can heal cavities despite what people are saying. I'm not saying that this strategy with castor oil will heal every oral disease, but this is definitely worth a try, something to consider. Okay. And then to enhance it, as I was saying, you could add essential oils to the mix when you oil pull. So something like 1 or 2 drops of clove oil, or clove plus thyme, or if you have thieves blend or something like that, things that are good for oral health or killing microbes is going to add a ton of power to your oil pulling regimen, and can also enhance the whitening effect by using like lemon essential oil or something like that with it. So just keep that in mind. Let's see. We talked about scars, skin tags, warts, any other growths or weird things, rashes on the skin. Castor oil is worth a try. We talked about the anti-aging benefits, and you can blend castor oil with other oils, other oils like carrot seed oil or coffee bean oil. So I would encourage you to look up my anti-aging face serum on my website. Again, if you type in face or serum or anti-aging or something on my website, you'll see that free recipe. You can use that as a guide. And castor oil could be added to that to pack a lot of punch to heal old sun damage, again, wrinkles, youthful skin, scarring, acne, whatever. I have many, many, many positive testimonies about that Holy Spirit inspired serum that I created a long, long time ago. So there's that. I think I talked about using gua sha. That's a technique that you could look up, G-U-A-S-H-A, that you can add to castor oil or castor oil with the anti-aging serum or something like that, and do lymphatic, basically brushing with that tool on your face to clear the lymph system, which would help with maybe congestion, sinuses, again, physical appearance. I'm not here to promote like overemphasize physical beauty or the external, but we all want to have healthy skin, and healthy skin on the outside of our body is really important, and it is a reflection of what's going on the inside. So I would promote this any day over somebody doing things like Botox and fillers and things that are fleeting and damaging to your overall health, some of which you're not going to be able to reverse, and many people are going to regret the trend in this generation that's happening. Let's see, I've got a list here in front of me that I'm trying to follow so I don't forget anything. In general, wherever you use castor oil on your body, so if you do a pack over your abdomen, they even have ones that are shaped for the breast for things like breast cancer, fibrocystic breasts, any sort of lymphatic congestion in the breast area or the underarms and things like that. But you are promoting lymphatic flow, the moving of debris, infections, even assisting in killing it off when you're doing a systemic detox with it. It is extremely powerful in helping move things along. It can also help with healing of myofascial pain. So I'm going to give you a quick story. This one was powerful. My husband and I felt called to do the Bighorn Trail Run here in Sheridan, Wyoming last year. And when I started training, I was so out of shape from just moving and having babies and things like that, that even 2 miles was not something I could just go run freely. And I had had a lot of plantar fasciitis stuff happen after having babies in my 40s, and my arches dropping. I carried almost 10-pound babies, and first one was hard on me with a emergency C-section that was I thought was going to be a home birth. Anyway, long story, my arches dropped, and I have struggled with plantar fasciitis type things until I trained for this run. So my feet were hurting and it was super discouraging. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. How am I going to train to run 18 miles down a 5,000 foot elevation drop if my feet hurt this bad already? And I felt like the Lord told me, I want you to put castor oil on your feet, under your socks with thyme essential oil before you run. And long story made really, really short, it was amazing. It actually completely healed my plantar fasciitis. So the Lord healed me by giving me a word of wisdom and me taking action and doing that. And I did that somewhat regularly. So that became a hack that I did. Instead of doing liver packs every night, which can get kind of cumbersome, I started doing, I don't know, a couple times a week maybe. And then before I would go for runs or walks, I would put castor oil on my feet under thick socks. Just make sure your socks are thick enough and you don't use so much that it's oozing out and ruining your shoes or getting on the carpet. But you can do that little trick anywhere on your body, essentially, if you have something to cover it up with, whether it's a pack or something as simple as socks. So what I started doing, it's because now that I have a virtual practice, I started putting it on my feet at work. And so I would get a few hours in during the day or anytime when I was sitting anyway, or going for a run. It can break down like scar tissue and loosen up myofascial areas. So maybe you've torn a knee before. It helped my knee. When I would do the long runs on the concrete, my knees would ache. I would start to put castor oil on as I trained in the sun, as long as I had shorts on so it didn't get all over my tights. And it made a world of difference. It was the difference between being able to train or not. So that, even paired with some magnesium oil spray first and then castor oil, so powerful in loosening up muscles, injuries, fascia, scarring, things like that, because I have torn my knee twice in the past. So for what it's worth, knee pain, plantar fasciitis, joint pain, arthritic things, try castor oil. It might help. You can use castor oil or castor oil packs over your uterus if you get really bad menstrual cramps, sorry, cramps or ovarian pain, here. So they make packs that are shaped just for your uterus, but a liver pack would probably cover that area just fine, and you could sleep in that or use it during the day or even for an hour. So an hour is beneficial. People always ask, how long should I do it? When should I do it? Any amount is beneficial. Doing it at night is great because you get a long stretch in while you're sleeping. But if you have to do it during the day or you're not open to doing it at night or something like that, any amount is beneficial. Just put it that way. But you're going to bring great blood flow and relaxation to this area if your periods are miserable, and people report all kinds of benefits and help. And it's actually healing things. It's not just a natural band-aid. So keep that in mind, that you're actually moving blood and stagnation out of this abdominal genitourinary area. And if you're doing things, especially you're on a custom detox with me or something like that, adding castor oil packs to that can speed up the process and get your cycles back on track or more tolerable much faster. Or if you're trying to get pregnant, you really want to enhance your plan, that's a good idea too. So I think I've already made it very clear. If you have lipomas, tumors, fibroids, swollen lymph nodes anywhere, putting castor oil or a castor oil pack on that area could be really beneficial for you. It's also really good for your immune system. We talked about using it for constipation. So orally for constipation, I would always start with a low amount, like a teaspoon first, and work your way up. The way that I was able to take a very large amount when I was trying to induce labor, my midwife told me to mix it with chocolate syrup and chocolate ice cream and a little extra ice. So I turned it into a chocolate shake, and I did not notice the texture or taste of castor oil at all. So that was a way to get it in. I'm not promoting eating a bunch of sugar, but you have to do what you have to do if you need to get something in. You could even use like a sugar-free ice cream or a high-protein homemade ice cream to blend it with if you needed that help to get to the next level. We're talking about things that can like bridge the gap or get you moving on, because you can't go into full-blown detox. You can't pass worms. You can't do really like get rid of mold or Lyme or any of those things until you can poop right. So getting your bowels moving and getting constipation relieved as soon as possible is priority number one. So you can also do the just doing them topically or putting it on your feet can help drastically with constipation for many people as well. I think I talked about all the things I wanted to cover today. So in short, here's a summary of some of the things that castor oil can help with. So it can help improve sleep. For me, I sleep so good on the nights when I use castor oil on my feet or a liver pack over my tummy, whatever. It can significantly reduce aches and pains. It has been reported to relieve migraine headaches or even tension headaches and things like that. It can help with congestion. So whether that's in your lungs, your sinuses, congestion, like throughout your whole body, lymphatic congestion, you hold on to swelling, your feet swell easily, you just feel puffy. That is evidence that you're toxic, that your lymphatic system is backed up, you have drainage pathway issues, and therefore castor oil will most likely be a beneficial option for you to add into the routine the Lord's leading you to. Something to pray about at least, right? It can help with bowel movements and constipation. We talked about that. It can help you have a better stress response. The more interference, toxins, and infections that you can clear from your system, the better lymphatic flow you can restore, the better you're going to handle stress. Because the more of a toxic and infectious load that remains on your body, the more internal stress you have 24/7. And that alone can be frying your adrenals. It doesn't have to be situational stress or emotional stress or trauma. Infections stuck in your body, like Lyme or bacterial overgrowth, parasitic infections, viruses, candida overgrowth, fungus, whatever, those things, environmental toxins and heavy metals, the 6 root causes that you guys will hear me talk about over and over and over again. These things added up are massive interference on your body, and they are the root cause of disease. And so anything we can do to help start to clear those or give the body some relief is reducing your stress load, which is going to equate to a better stress response and can assist your nervous system in healing. It can help to take you out of that fight or flight sympathetic overload phase. It also helps balance the microbiome. There's a whole lot of science behind that. I already mentioned like the anti-aging, beautifying effects, healing of your skin, reducing of acne or scarring and things like that anywhere on the body. And then again, helping with hair regrowth, and the best lash and brow serum and most affordable that I've ever noticed. It has helped my eyelashes and eyebrows. They're longer than they've probably ever been. And I'm coming out of a season battling severe mold poisoning, Lyme co-infections, and all kinds of stuff. And God has done nothing short of miracles to give me my health back. And I'm very humbled by that. So I just want to share these things that can give you some quick wins that are very affordable that most people can incorporate to help with a lot of things. All right. So if you get results using castor oil in some way, we would love to hear your testimony. So let us know. I'll see you next time.